I made this asymmetrical skirt from scratch after I saw a similar one that was way over my budget in a store, and I thought I could just do it myself. So let's dive right in. As half of the skirt is long and the other half is short, I took a maxi skirt and a mini skirt as a template. I folded both skirts in half and laid it onto my fabric, which is also folded and therefore double layered, and then I pinned it in place and cut it out along the edges. I also used one of the skirts as a template to trace and cut out a waistband where I will later sew in an elastic band. And now it's time for the actual sewing. I started with sewing the ends of the waistband, then I continued serging all the edges that will later be hemmed. Then I lined up the shorter half of the skirt to the longer half of the skirt and put some pins into place to mark where the short skirt ends on the longer part. Then I took the longer half of the skirt and folded over the edges and pin it in place until the point where I will join the short and the long part together later. And then I did the same for the short part, but here I could just hem the whole length of this part. And to make those hemlines more neat, I used a twin needle here. And then I did the very same thing on the bottom hem of the skirt, both for the longer part and for the short part. I folded everything over, pinned it in place, and then sewed along with my twin needle. And now it was time to put those two pieces together. So I simply laid the short one on top of the longer one and then just pinned it in place. And then I used my serger to sew those two pieces together until the point where the short part ends. And then I obviously did the same on the other side, pinned everything in place and put it through my serger. And this is the point where it starts to look like a skirt. And now what's left to do is adding the waistband to the skirt. And I just pinned it in place all around the waistband. And then I went back to my serger to put both pieces together. So I sewed along the whole waistband, but I just left a little opening where I could slide my elastic band through. And to do that, I took a safety pin and attached it to one end of the elastic band so that it would be easier to slide it through the waistband. And after that was done, I just joined both ends of the elastic band with a needle, and then I just sewed along this short edge. The very last step was then to push the elastic band into the tunnel and then just close the remaining gap that we left before. So this is it. This is the final result, and I'm super happy how the skirt turned out. And it wasn't too difficult after all, so I hope you try it out as well.